Hi there, my name is Wendy and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am super excited to show you today's project. The entire month of April 2019, I'm celebrating women, and specifically the women in my life that have affected me or impacted me somehow. Today we're celebrating sister. My sister Katie is a huge part of my life. In fact, she works for me as my assistant part-time. I absolutely love spending time with her every single week. She is in my office Monday through Thursday, helping me with odds and ends. In fact, if you're a customer of mine, you probably receive mail that she has lovingly packaged and taken the time to add notes to and stuff like that. She is an enormous help, and I literally could not do what I do without her. She's worked for me a little over a year now, and so we've gotten into this really great rhythm, and it's been wonderful. She's been such a blessing in my life, and she has taught me so much about how to live just open and free and not always judging or being having an opinion about everything. Like, she's just, I don't know, she's just a really cool person. So I made her this little gift today because we are like we always say if her and I were one person, we would be like the perfect human. So I made her this really cute box, and I put some goodies in it, and I gave her a little bonus because I did great last month on my sales. Thank you to all my customers, and I had a few bonuses, and I was super excited to share some of that with her. Because I know it helps her and her family. So anyway, I'm excited to share today the box I made for her. If you want any of the supplies that I use, the link is in the description below the video. There's links to all the product, a link to my blog post. There's also a link to my framelit cheat sheet, measurement cheat sheet, and a link to my Stampin' Anonymous tutorial bundle. You can buy that bundle for $9.95, and it's got great projects in it, 6 awesome 3D or fun fold projects. Or you can place an order with me of any size and you will get it completely free. All right, let's go over to my stamp desk. I'm excited to show you how to make this little project. All right, so we are gonna make this adorable box, and we're going to talk about sister. All good things, of course. But we are going to have a fun time making this. So I've got the Starburst Punch. I actually don't even know if that's what that's called. Animal Outing stamp set, because I love the sentiments. Well, I love the whole set, but I really love the sentiments. 1 3/4 inch circle punch. We're using basic gray ink. We've got some lemon lime twist cardstock and my Stampin' trimmer. FYI, if you don't have this trimmer, it's an absolute must. It's $30. It's a little, I know, it's like, oh man, $30. But I'm telling you, it is the best trimmer ever. It's like the best one on the market. Even people who are like not huge Stampin' Up! Fans or who don't really use Stampin' Up! Product love this trimmer. All right, so we're starting out and we're scoring at 1 1/8, 5 1/8, 6 1/4, and then 10 1/4. And then you're gonna see me here trim away an edge in just a minute. We're gonna turn the cardstock, and then we're gonna score at 1 1/8, 7 1/8, and 8 1/4. This is on the 10 1/8 inch side. So this cardstock needs to be cut at 10 3/4 inches by 10 1/8. So I've put the measurements below the video so that if you want to get them there, you can, or you can go over to my blog and the information is there as well. So here you're seeing me, I'm pausing because there's some stuff happening in my brain. Basically what happened is when I made the prototype for this project, I made it too big. And so I made one of the sides too big. And so right here, I'm recognizing, oh, I never changed that. And so now I need to trim away 1/2 inch. So that's what I did. You don't need to do that. If you use the measurements that I gave you, you don't need to trim anything extra away. It'll be perfectly fine. Okay, so I'm using my bone folder, and I'm just going along all the edges and burnishing them. I almost said scoring them. I already did that part. And then I'm going to do some trimming away. And this is really important. So I want to show you this and then we'll chat about sister. So on the 1/2 inch side, this is where your little tabs are going to be. You're going to cut away all the way down this tab edge to your top score line or your first score line. Trim at an angle and trim this little bottom piece off as well. This is going to be the front, or I'm sorry, this panel is going to be the back of your box. The flap needs to fold towards the front. So you're going to trim away all of this excess on this side. So just remember that the flap piece needs to be the closest to the 1/2 inch tab side. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So that when you put the box together, your seams are all nice and neat. I don't like an open seam to be facing towards the front of a box. That bothers me. So if you cut this way, your seams will all close nicely. Okay, I've got designer series paper here. This is the Expedition. I think it's called Animal Expedition designer series paper. And it is cut at 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. And again, all these measurements are going to be available for you over on my blog and in the description of the video. And then I'm not even going to give you the other small pieces I'm going to put on because I'm going to tell you about sister. Okay, so this whole month I'm celebrating women on my blog, as you know. And so today's sister's turn, and I have so much to celebrate when it comes to her. So background is sister and I were not very close growing up. I mean, we were probably normal sibling close, I guess. I think there's some siblings that are just inherently really close to each other and love each other. Katie and I loved each other, but we were not close. I was awful, actually, to her. I was the big sister, and I was not very kind to her because big sisters are not always very kind. And we were just enough age difference that it was problematic. So when she was 8, I was 12, right? And so what 12-year-old wants an 8-year-old hanging around with them? That's just, I mean, that's kind of, I didn't ever want her around me because I was doing the bigger kid things. And I was like, yeah, no, I don't need a little kid tagging along. Now, hindsight, I wish I would have been the kind of sister that was like, this is my little sister and she's so cool. But there was a lot of dynamics that I'm not even going to go into. But there were a lot of dynamics with our childhood that I think created strain between Katie and I. Okay, so fast forward years later, we both got into some different types of trouble because we had some different types of issues. And so we finally kind of made it through those troubles. I made it through my troubles way sooner than Katie made it through hers. But she made it through them. That's all that matters. And so now she is this just amazing person and totally does not give herself credit for how amazing she is. She is super helpful and kind and non-judgmental and funny as all get out. I mean, she is hysterical. And she's like got a surprising humor, very witty and funny, and yeah, I just love being with her. So she works for me. We are literally polar opposites, okay? I mean, you could not have 2 more opposite human beings in the world, which probably is why we work so well. Like, she is not controlling. She's one of those people, like, she might have an opinion about something, but she's not like, gotta make sure you know it. And that's me. Like, I'm like, yeah, I gotta make sure you know where I stand. And she's not like that at all. And so we're just kind of each other's, what is that, yin and yang? Like, we're the opposite totally. And so we jive super well together. And she works for me Monday through Thursday, and when she comes to work, I'm always so happy because working from home can be really, really lonely. And so it's super nice to have somebody else in the office who is there to chat with and laugh with. So, oh my gosh, my dog is snoring so loud. I don't know if you guys can hear her. So, she's in the chair with me. She's been sick, and so she's better now, and I'm so thankful, even though it cost me a small fortune to fix her. I'm okay with that because I love her to death. So anyway, um, so funny thing about us, we kind of have our own language. Like we get each other really well, and there's jokes we make. Literally our entire day is spent making one-liner comments from TV shows, movies, stuff like that. And we think it's really funny. Like, I mean, I'm sure that somebody coming in, Katie always says, "Welcome to the loony bin," because somebody coming in from the outside to like hang out with us or something would be like, oh, my Lord. And in fact, Deborah, who is my awesome helper, she is fantastic, and she comes every once in a while and helps with making things when I need to cut a whole bunch of stuff, because Katie just can't do it all by herself, and I cannot take time cutting and prepping because I have to do this part of my business that nobody else can do. So Deborah will come and help, and we really tone it back. Like, we dial it down a lot when Deborah's here because we don't want to scare her, the poor soul. And I know she's going to watch this video and think it's funny, but we are kind of crazy. And so, yeah, we just have a great time. And when we were growing up, we loved TV. Like, we loved, our favorite shows were Golden Girls, Cosby Show. We loved Cosby Show. You guys, the Cosby story. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to add photos to the end of this video just so that I can tell you this story. Okay, so check it out. One of our very favorite actors, comedians of all time was Bill Cosby. Seriously. And you know what? This is the perfect time for me to talk about this because we're talking about celebrating women. Okay, so my sister calls me one day and she's like, "Oh my gosh, Bill Cosby is going to be at Thunder Valley Casino," which is a casino near where we live. And they have like an amphitheater, and it's really cool because it's outdoors. So I'm like, "Oh, we have to go. We have to go." Like, this is a bucket list moment for her and I. Okay. So I'm like, I'm buying the tickets. I don't care how much they cost. I'm buying them. We're going. The tickets, y'all, were like $95 a person. They were expensive. But the great thing about this theater, this amphitheater, is that you can seriously like see from anywhere that you sit. So it's great. So I get tickets and we go. And we laugh. Well, first of all, when he comes on stage, we both start crying. I mean, I'm not kidding. I'm just going to say we wanted him to be our dad. Like, that's how much we love this guy. We thought he was incredible. So did everybody else, right? Okay, so we go and we see him. He's amazing. He's hysterical, even as an old man. Absolutely hysterical. We have the best night together. We have a great time. Y'all, a month later, this man, it all comes crashing down. Katie and I cried. We were so devastated by what he did. And like, none of those women would ever listen to this video that he accosted. But if one ever did, I would hope that they know that good for them for speaking up and saying something. I mean, shame on him. Shame on him isn't even strong enough. It's so disgusting and vile what he did. And I really don't think he has remorse. And that's the part of it that's even more disturbing. Like, he feels like it was his right. Oh, God, you guys. Okay, so anyway, it devastated us. I mean, we were broken over it because we liked him so much, which is why You just never put your faith in people, and you always put your faith in God. Y'all, I'm just saying, Jesus is the way, because if you put your faith in people, they're going to disappoint you every time. So after that, no, let me just back up. Michael Jackson was my homeboy too. Okay. Loved Michael Jackson. And then he turned out being nasty. So I've told my sister, if Garth Brooks or The Rock come out, like something comes out about them that they are like these horrible humans, I'm done. I'm done with all celebrities. That's it. I'm not going to like any of them anymore. I'm not going to watch a movie anymore. I'm just going to be over it. So anyway, this was a really long video. I hope you enjoyed our story time in our chat and the photos of me and sister and the project. And I hope you have a great day. If you want to see more videos from me, you can click on either one that you see in the screen. If you want to purchase any of the products, click in the description below the link. Click the circle with my face in it to subscribe, and have an awesome day.